We've all heard about it, and while it's not so much impacting seniors, but I think it impacts all of us as Canadians, and that is the issue around the missing and murdered women. And it's just such a tragic situation that we see in our community, and I can hardly believe it that you have the Minister for Aboriginal Affairs basically coming out to say the missing and murdered women is an Aboriginal issue. You know, from my perspective, I gotta tell you, I think this is a Canadian issue. You know, and there's no mistake, we just had the Commission's report about truth and reconciliation, talked about the let me try that again. It's my ESL kicking in. And colonialism and the impacts of it for the Aboriginal community. And there's no mistake that is hugely impacted. And you can see that particularly in Van East, in the riding that I represent, and you see the lives of how they're impacted generationally. And I think is, you know, well past time that we address this collectively as a society to acknowledge this history and then to take action. And so much of that is about future generations. We've got to break that cycle of poverty. We've got to break that cycle of the impacts of, you know, telling somebody, imagine this, telling you, your family, where you come from, that what you represent, the language that you speak, the culture that you have grown up in, is something that should be gotten rid of. Right? Can you imagine? Right? The impacts of that, how horrifying it is. I'm a mom, and how horrifying it is for the government to take your children away, to tell you that you're unfit as a parent simply because the color of your skin. It is outrageous about this history, and Tom and the federal NDP has made a commitment that within the first 100 days of forming government, and we're going to get to action to addressing the issue, and starting with the inquiry, a national inquiry into the missing and murdered women.